I find that thinking like this and asking myself those questions just helps me feel a little bit more positive. What's up, Sara Squad? Welcome back to my channel, Lose Weight Sara, where I'm on a mission to lose 100 pounds my way. This is the next video in the series of Heart Yourself Challenge videos that I'm doing this month in collaboration with my good friend Christina Julia. Please be sure to check out her channel. Also, big shout out to my friend LB at the channel Pine Trees and Stars. She has put together a playlist where if you are participating in the Heart Yourself Challenge, you can actually add your video right to that playlist. All the videos are all in one place. That link is in the description box below, so please be sure to go check that out. And if you're participating, add your video as well. So the word canceled gets thrown around an awful lot these days. Regardless of how you feel about that, there is one thing that we should all be canceling in 2021, and that is negative self-talk. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely been guilty of beating myself up over things that are, in the scheme of things, really insignificant, or sometimes even outside of my control. This is something I have been really working hard on controlling over the last year or so since I really started my weight loss journey. I just got tired of telling myself bad things about myself. Things I would never say to a friend in real life, I've said to myself, and that just had to stop. So I have done a lot of homework on this topic, and I am going to share with you today some really practical tips on just defeating negative self-talk, squashing that negative inner voice that tells you that you are not good enough, and just loving yourself a little bit more. So first things first, when you have negative thoughts, don't just completely ignore them. You need to acknowledge that you're having these thoughts. Now, it can be really, really hard to admit to yourself that you're not really being very kind to yourself, or that you're having these negative thoughts or self-doubts or fears. But it's important to start by acknowledging them so that you're able to actually confront them. Once you've acknowledged your negative thoughts, stop yourself and just take a deep breath and really think about the cause of these thoughts. Are you afraid of something? Are you doubting yourself or your capabilities? Is it shame? What is causing you to have these thoughts that are just so unkind to you? Once you really sit back and take a minute to kind of think through the cause of the negative self-talk, there's two things that you might realize. You might realize, one, you need a little extra help. You need to really work on this. Or two, that your self-doubts, your fears, your shame are completely baseless, that they don't make any sense. So stop, take a deep breath, ask yourself, why am I talking to myself this way? The next thing I want you to do is stop trying to be perfect. If there's one single thing that you take away from this video, is that you are not required by anybody, even yourself, to be 100% perfect all of the time. This is especially important when you are trying to lose weight, even more so if you're just starting your weight loss journey, because you're working really, really hard to undo months, if not years, of unhealthy habits. There's just no way that you can be perfect all of the time. When you truly free yourself of the burden of trying to be 100% perfect, you're going to find it so much easier just to be kind and really more flexible with yourself. Now, on those days where you are really, really struggling with negative self-talk, and believe me, we all have those, a good thing to do is stop and surround yourself with something positive, something that makes you feel uplifted and encouraged and even inspired. And that can be a lot of things. It's going to be different for everybody, but some of the ideas are looking at that vision board that you created. Do a quick Google search for some inspirational quotes that will actually uplift you. You can even watch a video from one of your favorite YouTubers. The important thing is that you do something that actually makes you feel good inside. By surrounding yourself with positive things and positive people, you're able to boost your mood, and it's much, much easier to say like, hey, I'm not gonna do this negative self-talk. Even just a small, tiny dose of positivity, like a positive quote that encourages you and inspires you, is going to completely flip the switch on that negative self-talk. Last but not least, here's a little exercise I'd love for you to try the next time you catch yourself caught up in your negative thoughts. I want you to try flipping those negative words and negative thoughts completely around. That's right, we're gonna turn a negative into a positive. I know it might sound silly or trivial, but I'm telling you, this little thing that you can do can completely shift your mindset. Here's an example. The next time that you tell yourself, I can't do it, flip that around and tell yourself, you know what? I can do it. Even better, pose that flip as a question. Using the same example, if you tell yourself, I can't do it, flip it into a question and ask yourself, why can't I do it? It's just a tiny thing that you can do to shift your perspective into one that is more positive, and it's a nice way to show yourself a little love, because how are you going to answer yourself? When you ask yourself, why can't I do this? Are you going to say more mean things? Probably not. That little activity is something that I have done, and it has really, really helped me in those moments where I'm really feeling down about myself or unmotivated or just discouraged. I find that thinking like this and asking myself those questions just helps me feel a little bit more positive, and it helps me love myself just a little bit more. So tell me, have you ever struggled with negative self-talk? Do you tend to be your own worst enemy sometimes? I know I'm guilty of it, but I'm working really, really hard to overcome that little negative inner voice that's in there that tries to take me down even when I'm doing really well. Tell me a little bit about your struggle in the comments below, and what do you do to help yourself overcome that and turn it around? I just want to wrap up by saying it's completely unrealistic to think that you can defeat negative self-talk every single time. You're totally allowed to have a bad day every now and then. The important thing is that you don't let it stop you from reaching your goals. A big part of improving your own personal self-love is doing tiny things that add up over time to help you feel better and just be a little bit more kind to yourself. Now, if you want to participate in the Heart Yourself Challenge, please use the hashtag Heart Yourself in your Instagram posts, in your YouTube videos, and don't forget about that playlist that I mentioned earlier that you can add your self-love challenge videos to. Everyone has been doing such an amazing job, and I've really enjoyed hearing about all the ways that people are taking care of themselves and making themselves feel good, even though it can be really tough sometimes. So until next time, I'll see you real soon.